この時を待ってた。
Yo, what's up guys? Gonna share today in this video. We're going to be talking about the non-special shinobi for the SAM number 19, and we're gonna be focusing on the two natures that were weakened this SAM for the SAM boss, the Susanoo of Madara. So basically we have annihilation, we have the lunge natures weakened to 20 and 15%, and we're gonna be focusing on this SAM, and yeah, we're going to be talking about each one of them as a different category. We're starting off with some characters that we always talk about to get rid of at the beginning of the video. Then we're going to be talking about annihilation on its own, then the lunge on its own. And yeah, let's get started and let's talk about the best characters for the SAM, which were the best characters for like 2 SAMs ago when annihilation and lunge were also featured, which are basically Sarada and Kabuto. So these two characters have the biggest damage dealing ninjutsu in the game, not ultimates, and what they need to do that much damage is a defense debuffer in the team. So basically they can do a lot of damage, but they still are dependent on another character. These characters, the defense debuffers, can be either Itachi version 2, Sasuke version 3, or Sasuke version 4, the AMS Sasuke we just got like a month or 2 months ago. And we also have Sakura with her summon ninjutsu, or Azuma we got in the last SAM with his new 4-star. So all of these and a lot of other characters have defense debuff in their kit, and they can actually help a lot by debuffing the defense for the SAM boss. So Sarada and Kabuto can do a lot of damage. So Kabuto just needs his poison attack, that is annihilation nature by the way. You just need to use the 4 purple kunai to post that attack, the damage from his poison, and you just need the SAM boss to stay still in 1 point, so the defense debuffer has to go in one circle around the SAM boss, and the same thing for Kabuto, so the SAM boss doesn't just leave 1 point. And once you actually get the SAM boss to fall down or to get knocked down, you can actually get from there to start annihilating the SAM boss, 1 bar of health after the other. You gotta destroy him easily without a problem. You just need to keep him still for a while and take down the first bar of health for them, and then yeah, from there it's so easy to be honest. Same thing is for Sarada, except Sarada is a little bit more flexible. She has, by the way, 2 different shurikens that you can use. I would prefer the 4-star one that you get randomly from any banner you ever summon for, which is really hard to actually get that 4-star because, as I said, it's literally random. And there has never been one banner for that 4-star, to be honest. I think, I'm not sure, but at the beginning of the game it was given for free, and it was given again for free from I think different SAM number 10 I believe. And then we got also the other the other shurikens from the last SAM, the Lugin bonus for this summer. So it was last week. I'm not sure. I think you can still get it if you start the game now. So both of them, and I would prefer of course the 4-star, would do a lot of damage. And if you have the ultimate we got for her from SAM number 10 or SAM number 15, you can spam these shurikens because it basically removes all the cooldown from the ninjutsu, and you can just start spamming your shurikens on the SAM boss. And yeah, it's just exactly like the same as Kabuto. If the SAM boss falls down once and the defense debuffer keeps using his defense debuffing on the right timing, then you will always have a lot of damage dealt in, like you will kill the SAM boss in seconds, which basically why Sarada and Kabuto are the best characters for this SAM. And every SAM that has annihilation and lunge weaknesses there, and you just need a defense debuffer in the team. So basically what you want to do here is to have a team of 2, one debuffer, defense debuffer, and the other one is the Sarada or the Kabuto. And then you can switch if you If you want to play one game, then one game for the other player, and you will get a lot of points in almost no time, which is basically the best option for any Sam that has annihilation or lunge nature. Now we have three other characters that are always good in every Sam because their ultimates just never get resisted. We have Killer Bee with his Bijou Bomb, we have Hirodora for Might Guy, and we also have from the last Sam Azuma's ultimate, the slash one, I can't remember the name. But yeah, these ultimates never get resisted. You can always use them in every Sam. They're not going to do the best damage, of course, but you know guaranteed that they will be always doing damage without getting resisted. And in this Sam, we have Lunge, Nature, and Annihilation as a weakness. So Killer Bee's ultimate is Annihilation, so he does more damage than other Sams. And for Azuma, his ultimate is Lunge, so he even does more damage, like technically because of the weakness. So yeah, using Azuma would be a great option because if you for example playing in a team with Kabuto or Sarada, you're also doing damage using your ultimate while debuffing the enemy's defense. And of course his other ninjutsu, the ones from the old kits, basically I can't remember the names exactly, but the other 4-star and the slash. There's one of the slashes that actually does also one damage, some good damage, and with the defense debuff you will be doing a lot more damage with that. So yeah, basically Azuma is one great character here. Same thing for Might Guy and for Killer Bee as well. You will see their ninjutsu that have either lunge or annihilation that you can also use in the process of doing damage, because something like Hirodora has like 90 seconds cooldown, which is really bad. You can only use it like 3 times, which is not really good. But yeah, you can still do damage with his other ninjutsu, like the Might Cyclone. And use, of course, don't forget to use the 6th Gate of Joy or the 7th Gate of Shock, whatever the name is. You can use them to boost the damage from the ultimate and from the Might Cyclone. Alright, now let's talk about the Annihilation Nature attackers, and by that we're going to start with Shikamaru. Now I'm not going to give you a better rank than the other one because it all depends on your leveled up ultimates or the level of your ultimates, the damage you deal, whatever. So you're going to have to test everything and then you find out which one is better for you. But all of these characters are actually good and you can test them out yourself and find the best one for you. So starting off with Shikamaru, normally we start with Madara, but Madara is featured and is a special shinobi this Sam, so we're gonna skip him here and we're gonna start with Shikamaru. So Shikamaru is great with his parachute and his kunai, and of course you can use either of his ultimates. You can use the old one to boost his attack, damage, defense, and critical hit rates. And you can do a lot of damage in the first, I think, 15 seconds before the effect goes away. Then you can use the ultimate multiple times after that, like 3 times, and you will deal a lot of damage. But the key factor here is the parachute, because the parachute does the defense debuff, so you can use that as well when being teamed up with Sarada or a Kabuto to defense debuff the enemy. And then his kunai do also a lot of damage, and both of them are annihilation nature. So you can also use the new ultimate to use the damage over time effect on the Sam boss, and that will give you like a boost there. Like I think you can get up to 20% of the Sam boss's damage HP by just using the ultimates, and then you can depend on the other ninjutsu to do the rest of the damage. However, I really don't prefer Shikamaru for this Sam because it's really hard to control this Sam boss, especially in the last part when he starts to go crazy and kill you in one hit. I really don't like playing with Shikamaru. I tried to play with him a couple of times and I died multiple times, but mostly because it was high level 38 or 39. But yeah, I would say it's not really the best option here because you can die easily and you will have to be always near the Sam boss, and in case you fuck up once, it's over. All of the damage you've done during the past 2 minutes or 3 minutes is just gonna be going to waste. So moving on to the next character, which is, I would say, more safer option, which is Sage Mode Naruto, and he's getting a recut next month, by the way. We're gonna be talking about that in a different video. Hopefully it's not gonna be late like this one. But yeah, Sage Mode Naruto with his Rasen Shuriken can do a lot of damage, and of course he has one of his ninjutsu, the Toad Bunch, whatever it's called, You can use it to do extra damage because it's lunge attack. And then of course he has the healing, the self-healing, which basically helps him to survive even if he gets hit a couple of times. So Sage Mode Naruto is more of a safer option, and I would prefer him over Shikamaru, to be honest. You're just gonna have to use your ultimate on the right time because the sand boss sometimes moves a lot, and you don't want to miss any of your 10 hits in the Rasen Shuriken. Next up we have Kamui. So Kamui is also always associated with the Rasen Shuriken of Sage Mode Naruto because it was released like a month before that. So Kamui doesn't do as much as damage as Rasen Shuriken. However, it's a really good ultimate. You can use it from a little bit far away, and you can guarantee yourself with level 1 ultimate around 500,000 damage per usage, sometimes even more. And yeah, he has also a couple of other ninjutsu that you can use, like the wind style from his old kit, which does a lot, like a pretty good damage, not a lot of damage, but yeah, that's decent damage. Next up we have I wanted to put her at the very end because she is not that good in this SAM, especially in any SAM where the SAM boss moves a lot, and it's Conan. Conan's new ultimate does double the damage originally, and it has 10 hits. The problem is that the 10 hits take a long time, like around 5 seconds, which is even longer than the Rasen Shuriken of Sage Mode Naruto, and you're gonna have to be careful when you use it. And to be honest with you, I tried to play with her a couple of times, and it's always that the SAM boss escapes her ultimate, which is really annoying. You can do a maximum of 4 or 5 hits of that, and it's not really good. However, her other 4-star, the spear, the true spear, whatever the name is, it's called the spear. It actually weakens the enemy's annihilation nature by 10 extra percent, so that helps her ultimate do more damage. And it's also lunge nature, so it does damage itself. It does a lot of damage. So yeah, basically you can use her if you want. However, I wouldn't recommend her unless you are really good with her, and yeah, it's gonna be hard. Next up we have, well, we have Itachi's because there are 2 Itachis and both of them are useful. Okay, so we have Itachi version 1, which basically has the Tsukuyomi. You can use it to do a lot of damage. I guess a lot of people from the old players have that at high level now because it's a very old ultimate, and it stays in the map for a couple of seconds, so you can basically hit both legs. Sadly, the SAM boss doesn't have a lot of parts this time, so basically you can hit the 2 legs using your Tsukuyomi if the SAM boss moves inside of it, which is not so bad. And also you have the damage over time effect from his Mangekyo Sharingan ninjutsu, so you can basically do extra damage with the damage over time effect. The same thing happens for Itachi version 2. He has an ultimate, the Tutsuka Blade, which is annihilation nature as well, and it stays in the map for a while, so you can do like some decent damage. And he has 1 4-star from his new kit, the Fire Style Jutsu, which has a chance of inflicting damage over time effect. It's not guaranteed, which is really bad. It's what really makes me mad about his recut. But yeah, the chance of getting the damage over time effect is not really bad. You can use it multiple times to get the damage over time effect anyway, and the ultimate still does decent damage. So yeah, he's right there as a second option after the original Itachi. So we have also Deidara. So Deidara is a really good character, a really old ultimate, the C3, still very useful in almost every SAM that has annihilation nature. His bomb basically stays in the map exactly almost the same time as the Tsukuyomi for Itachi, and it does more damage because, of course, Deidara being a red type. The problem is, of course, the cooldown. The cooldown is 70 seconds, and you can probably use it only 3 times or 4 times during. I think it's only 3 times. So only 3 times during the SAM. But it's still pretty useful. And all of his kit, by the way, everything in his new kit and 1 ninjutsu from his old kit are annihilation nature, so he can do more damage with these. Alright, one last character we're going to be talking about here in the annihilation category is Hirozen Sarutobi with his ultimate, the Death Reaver Seal Jitsu, whatever the name is. Anyway, this ultimate is really good. It does a lot of damage. You just have to use it on the right place because it has a really small range. However, the cooldown is only 40 seconds at level 1 and can go down to 32 seconds. So you can use it a lot of times during the SAM session. And you can also use his Fire Assault Jutsu that basically inflicts damage over time effect. The small effect, but still can be used multiple times, and it will do the same damage as a medium or a large effect. And he also has the shurikens that are lunge nature, and they can do extra damage there. So overall, I really like heroes in this Sam. Maybe he's not the best, but he's still really useful. And if you have his ultimate at high level, you're probably gonna do very well in this Sam. Alright, moving on to the lunge nature category now. We're starting off with the best character for this lunge nature, and that's actually a free character that we got from 2 SAMs ago, I believe, or 3 SAMs ago. I can't really remember exactly when. However, that character is probably going to be coming next SAM, and I would advise everyone to try and get his ultimate next SAM because that ultimate is really good. And I would say it's probably one of the best ultimates we got in the SAM so far. It's Kakuzu, guys. Kakuzu with his ultimate does 4 hits and 3 times the damage, and it's only 60 seconds cooldown ultimate. Comparing him to Obito, we're basically saying that Obito is a shitty character and Kakuzu is a way better character, and he's a free character. So it's really unfair for Obito. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, Kakuzu with his ultimate and his 4-star Jutsu, the one he got from that Sam as well, has damage over time effect, and of course the ultimate being a lunge nature ultimate does 3 times the damage and has a huge range, a really long range that basically almost never misses. It stays in the map for a long time as well, so even if you miss at the beginning, it's still like if the Sam boss walks into the ultimate, he still gets hit the 4 hits, and that's basically why he's really good. So I would leave him there at the beginning of the list. Then we'll be moving on to the second character, which is, by the way, I don't have his ultimate, so we're not going to be showcasing him here. He's a really good character, and I really wish that I actually summoned for him when he came out. I only did 1 multi, and that's EMS Sasuke, Eternal Mega Sharingan Sasuke. And his ultimate is lunge nature. His focus is very useful this Sam. He has defensive buff in his Amaterasu. He has the damage over time effect in his Susanoo Slash. And then he has 1 attack that never gets resisted. I think it's the arrow, whatever the name is. So yeah, basically all of his kit is basically useful. And yeah, you can use him there. Sorry for not showcasing him because I don't have his ultimate. Now we'll be moving on to the third character. Again, I'm ranking them now, but to be honest, it doesn't matter. You can actually get one of the characters to be better than the original one that I talked about at the beginning. So now we have Kakashi, the other Kakashi, the Dual Mangekyo Sharingan Kakashi. So Kakashi with his Kamui Shurikens does double the damage. Level 1 ultimate is not that good because of the fact that it's 70 seconds cooldown, but if you have it at high level, the cooldown goes down, and goes down even lower than 60 seconds, and then you end up with yeah, really good ultimate that does pretty much good damage, and his 4-star does also some decent damage. So yeah, he's a really good character, and you can use him in this Sam. Alright, next up we have Minato. So Minato with his newest ultimate is pretty decent, not the best. Still takes him like 5 seconds to do all the hits, even longer than the Annihilation ultimate of Conan. So you're gonna have to be careful with that, and I guess that's basically it for him because I tried to use the Kagura, and it's a good idea. Like in theory, the Kagura would be doing a lot of damage, but the Sam boss moves a lot, and even if you go in circles, the Kagura takes a long time to hit all of the 15 hits, and it's a really bad option, to be honest. So I guess it's the only ultimate. The only thing he has right there that's actually useful is probably the ultimate. Other than that, I don't think there are any other lunge nature attackers that are good except for Azuma, and we talked about him already. So I guess we're basically done with the list here. Yeah, if you guys know of any other character that I actually missed, I didn't talk about here, please let me know in the comment section below. Could help other people to actually find someone that they can actually play with in this Sam. However, I think these are basically the best characters they can play with in this Sam. And there's one thing that I also wanted to mention here, which is that if you have the Fire Assault Ninjutsu of either any ninjutsu for Shisui or the fire style jutsu for Madara, which are basically special shinobi, it's better to use them over any of the characters I mentioned here, except of course for the Sarada and Kabuto at the beginning, because they will be giving you faster points. But if you want to be playing safe and you want to make sure that you have a lot of points, you just have to play with either Madara with his fire style, the old fire style, or Shisui with any of his any of his attack and ninjutsu that have damage over time effects, and go for the highest levels. So level 37, 38, 39, or 40. This will give you the most amount of points because you do more damage with your damage over time effect, and then you will get a lot of points at the end of every game. So yeah, if you don't have anything for Madara or Shisui and you only have these attacks that have damage over time effect, they're still very useful and could actually get you to better position than using any of the non-special shinobi that I mentioned in this video. So again, this is basically it. Thank you all for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to click a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video.